Hmm, what voice? Hello. The girl stuffs the forkful in her mouth and is now staring at me expectantly while chewing. This is a bit awkward. Hello. I was told to pick some supplies from here for some festival stalls, I think. I didn't think there would be someone here. There isn't. That's why I came here, too. She picks up another forkful. Doesn't that mean you're here then? She raises her eyebrows as if she was expecting my observation was false. You are pretty observant. I guess it does. But who are you? This girl is pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nakai, Hisao Nakai. I just transferred in on Monday. I'm Rin. Tezuka Rin. Rin Tezuka. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. That's very nice. Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. It kinda bothers me. Joking about these matters don't feel appropriate at all. Well, I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate and where this girl is. She seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her food. Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind me, I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are at the back. Go right ahead, but lunch? School's already over for the day. What word would you use then? There is no word for a meal you eat after lunch but before dinner, right? It bothers me very much too. I don't really know what I should say. I don't think you're supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with. But I'm hungry now, and my delicious box lunch would go to waste otherwise. Now I remember a YouTuber who talks like this. Who is it? I forgot. Is it Nightmind? Maybe Nexpo. I forgot. But the guy's a horror narrator, and he just pauses randomly between words. It's crazy. Anyways, let's go. I have curry. It's very delicious. With much decisiveness, Rin once again picks up the fork between her toes, and with at least as much impoliteness, she points it straight at me. So, Nakai, what brings you to this place? Like I said, I was told to look for these things. No, the school. From outside you look fine. Is your problem inside? I come to a full stop, opening my mouth but not getting a word out. I can guess. I am good at guessing, better than most people. Rin cuts me off before I can answer her question, or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. I froze in front of this issue again. I haven't told anyone here about my condition, or maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up. I do get the feeling that not making issues of this is a part of the social code here, as the teacher said. I wonder if people here could relate. Probably not any better than any normal person could. I can't relate to Shizune's circumstances, or Lily's either. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin keeps considering what my condition could be with an overly contemplative look on her face. She puts the fork between her lips and leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side. I don't think it's anything in your head, and something in your guts would be boringly ordinary like this lunch of mine and less delicious. The problem must be in your pants. This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of straight statement and the sheer lack of tact it has delivered with catches me off guard. I think I might have reeled back even physically as Rin's eyes widened in revelation and astonishment. So I was right. There's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there? Still partially in shock, but recognizing the need to reply something, I spit out the first thing I can think of. No, nothing like that. I have a heart problem. Arrhythmia. I said it. More like blurted it out, but I said it. The girl in front of me purses her lips together and glares at me, looking very disappointed. How boring. Troubling the pants would have been much more scandalous. What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down. I forgive you. Just I collect the people in person with, that kind of problem would have been really great. Collect people. People with different problems. Huh, so you just go around asking people what's wrong with them? Pretty much. I see. With little left to say, Rin resumes her lunch and the conversation dies away, but I keep thinking about what was said. It's my first time I told anyone else about my condition. All the other people have either known about it already or heard about it from someone else. Or didn't really need to know about it, like every other student here so far. Should I have told it as natural part of introductions? Is it expected of me? Hi, I'm Hisao. I have a very serious heart condition. Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? Yes, please do. As if our disabilities would define us. What a disgusting thought. It does though, it does. What are you on about? It does. Your disability describes who you are. At least partially. Or maybe this Tezuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance opens to study Rin from the corner of my eye. Her hair is burnt auburn, almost orange, and cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. Alright, that's actually pretty good. I wouldn't have thought of that, but I guess he's Hisao Nakai, the legendary main character. Oh, I'll give you a trivia. Do you know that Katawa Shoujo's English translation would be Disability Girls, which is pretty much what the game is about. But if you translate Katawa Shoujo literally, word for word, Katawa Shoujo means cripple girls. So, Misha isn't really a cripple, nor is Shizune. And you might think that Emi is crippled as well, but she has prosthetic legs and feet, which means she's not crippled anymore. So who's the crippled girl? Couldn't be Hisao either, because he's a guy and he has arrhythmia. Is it Rin? I don't think so. So then who is the crippled girl? That's the question for today. The boy's uniform and the lack of arms make her look very thin, almost scrawny. Malnourished, you are malnourished. She's not particularly pretty except for murky green eyes which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs even when she eats. Hey, that's not fucking nice. That's not nice. You don't call a girl not particularly pretty. Except her eyes. I love her eyes. There's something wrong with your head and how you judge people. The distance and the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep wells. Very descriptive. She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. However, I can see how this sight would discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable at least. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? I keep searching the cabins and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable, so I try to force some conversation out of this strange girl. So, do you always eat alone and this late? Or do you get the occasional visitor? Visitors. Maybe you are my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof if she's not horsing around. Horsing. She likes to do sports. Oh, and that's all I can think of to say. Both of us fall silent again as Rin forks the last bits of her meal to her mouth. I look down at my haul and double check it with Misha's list. Seems like I have everything except plywood. So I think I have all things now. That's very nice for you. Don't feel obligated to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. You need to do whatever you're going to do with the stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping. I'm not sure what to make of this, but Rin looks serious. I could take you up to your offer. Honestly, you don't need to pay me to watch you sleep. Even if I did, I think I have to be going. I'll catch you around, Tezuka. You can call me Rin. I feel that our relationship is at this point good enough to warrant this much. I was already turning to make my exit, but she draws me back in. Fine, then I'm Hisao. Then you are. Rin looks at me hard in the eyes, but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. She blinks a couple of times and I can figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere. See you later, Hisao. There's nothing like a tiny smile on her face, maybe. I can see why you'd fall for a girl like that. I can see. She's nice. But I like Hanako more, so we'll get there eventually. I quietly back out of the room. As I shut the door in front of my face, I whisper to myself, what an intriguing person. From inside, I hear a muffled sing-song voice. I heard that My god, she scared the shit out of me. What did she hear? Disco. I jump at the sudden appearance. Oh my god! I jump at the sudden appearance of Misha, who I had not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow she had gotten to jumping distance of me without making a sound. Creepy. It briefly reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about a global feminist conspiracy, but I push that thought aside. Oh shit. Dynamic duo Shizune and Misha. Shizune, standing slightly behind Misha, looks aloof as she couldn't have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention, but Misha is visibly excited. No, wait. More importantly, who is in there? There are snow club meetings today. She tries to curiously peek past me even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here? You took so long that we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, He-chan. She wags her fingers at me scoldingly. I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you're tardy. Oh, sorry. I got the things here. I was just going to bring them. I think you were up to some mischief, He-chan. Who was in there with you, I wonder? Misha signs something quickly to Shizune, pointing at her own ear a couple of times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door into the classroom I just left. I can only imagine the shock she is experiencing. With Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by sleeping on top of it must be too much to bear. And indeed she stares at Rin, frozen in place apart from the slight but noticeable trembling of her shoulders from suppressed rage, I'm sure. Instead of blowing up, Shizune just takes a few deep breaths, speaking hard, adjusts her glasses, and slams the door shut, turning to sign furiously at Misha. Oh shit! Maybe she did blow up, but I can't understand it. She shoots a very loaded stare at me too, as if it was somehow my fault that Rin is sleeping on one of the tables. I hope she's not getting any ideas about the reason of my tardiness. Hello. Rin's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks to realize she might have trouble opening it. I open the door to find Rin directly behind it, looking at us with half-interested, half-sleepy face. 3 girls in the frame now. Pretty good. Reminds me of the doujin from Asanagi, Girls in the Frame. Read that if you want. It's pretty good. It's fucked up, but it's good. Not as fucked up as some other shit I've read though. It's pretty tame compared to that. It's just blackmailing. Hello. Miss Tezuka, what do you think you were doing? You're absolutely not permitted to use school property for such a disgraceful activity. It sure is suddenly very crowded in here, but I didn't know I was this popular. It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune/Misha's scolding, so they have no choice but to drop the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulders, points at Rin, and makes some quick signs. Popularity aside, please don't do that anymore. Anyway, how is your project going? Will it be done for the festival? Rin looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure Shizune's cold stare is putting on her. I keep wondering about that myself too. And well, think about it harder. As Misha signs a reply to Shizune, her face turns into an unsatisfied frown. That doesn't look unsatisfied. Looks cute though, which is pretty good. I like cute girls. Miss Tezuka, please try to take this seriously. It will be a disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch onto it. Rin nods assertively. We'll think more seriously. Misha actually giggles at that, but Shizune doesn't. Not even after translation. She just shakes her head, takes the materials from me, and takes off with Misha in tow. Rin frowns thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo. How rude. It's true, though, I must finish my project before the weekend. There will be dire consequences if I don't. The end of the world as we know it, like weekends usually are, but more dire. Much more dire. Maybe I'll postpone my nap to unforeseen future. I can really see the charm she has. But she does not compare to Hanako. Not in the slightest bit. So let's go for the Hanako route. We're very close. I am about to ask what project she has and what these apocalyptic consequences. But she walks back into the art classroom. Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand? This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it. She kicks lightly at a huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. Very gentlemanly. Let me screenshot that. I could use that. Oh my god, he sounds like the gentleman. Alright. Heavy. Yeah, sure. Where do you need to take it? Away. And with that, she takes off to the hallway. Me and the paint can following since there's little choice for either of us. Poor paint can. The hallway is quiet and empty now with Shizune and Misha gone. So we two leave towards the stairwell at the other end. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps, I have to change the can from one hand to another because the thin handle cuts into my palm. Yeah, man. It be like that. I carry paint cans as well, but not frequently, of course. Like, I've carried one or two throughout my lifetime, but it feels like shit. Especially those boys and paint cans. They hurt a lot. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Rin strolls on beside me with an evil pace that I have trouble matching, or maybe I'm walking weird because of the extra weight. It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast. I can figure out which. 2 flights of stairs below, Trouble appears and forms the head nurse and his fox-like grin. My god, I don't remember his voice anymore. God damn it. I thought he's a minor character that only appears once. That doesn't seem like the case since he has a sprite. Mom and Dad does not have a sprite. Sheesh, what do I do? Mr. Nakai, what a happy coincidence. Tezuka too, of course. He nods courteously to Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me because obviously it's me who he had some business with. There is something I forgot to mention on Monday. I nod and wait impassively because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle diving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about this interruption either. Then drop it. Like, place it on the floor for a bit while you talk. That's how normal humans should do it. You have a heart condition, so you could have thought about that, at least. Put your things down for a bit, if it's heavy. It's about your medications. Since you haven't been long on your current medications, there might be some unexpected side effects, which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. So we'll do a few tests regularly, but what I'd want is for you to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headache, anything, and come see me if something happens. Alright. So how are you? Everything fine? I give up and drop the can to the floor before answering him. Nice. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps can handle. You're a fake gentleman if your biceps can't handle that. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too. Teachers and students here, my parents, visitors, nurses, and doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Except this school. This is a small school, and both the student base and the faculty seems to be very tightly knit. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. And this is not the kind of school that gets transferred students too often. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway. That's great. Also, one other thing. My sources tell me that you've been neither at the school track nor even the pool, so I'd like to know if you've taken up exercising as I asked. Of course I haven't, but this way of inquiring gives me the feeling I should have been running my ass off the track since the very first day. You have people spying on me? Not as such, I just happen to know a few people. But that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it. Well, I was actually just doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise. I pick up and lift the can up and down a few times like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down my arms painfully. The stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, then comes back like it was never gone. Tezuka, would you give me a second? The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Rin's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside. When I told you to exercise, I was joking. I understand that you're still in your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down is hard on you is that habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on? Two choices. Maybe or yes. I'd answer maybe, but since he's so serious about it, I'll just say yes. That'll fuck me up, definitely. Oh, wait. Did I make some kind of mistake? Shit. I think this will get me on Amy's route because... Shit, I forgot to save. I think I'll get on her route because... Since she's a member of the track team. Is this a mistake? Should I go back? Let me think about it for a bit. No, it shouldn't be a mistake. At least not. Yeah, I promise, definitely. He studies me for a moment, then shrugs, smiling again. Okay, that's more like it. If you go back to the school... No! Oh my god. Okay, we'll go back. Oh my god. I want to discard my progress, yes. Hello, yes, yes. Could you skip? Yay, nice. Speed mode. There we go. Alright, then let us save. Create a new save state. Let's return. Select maybe. Maybe, no, I mean. He gives me a nasty look, sort of look when I say that, making me try to take back the word. I mean, I don't know how. I'm still trying to get used to the school. I promise to try though. You're not very convincing there, Hisao. Tip number one, medical professionals are not amused if you take their advice lightly. Just so you fucking know, doctor, I'm not taking your advice lightly. I want to go to the Hanako route, not fucking Emmy route, okay? If you understand. He's making me pissed. I'd like to bury him in the mud like fucking What's up with him? As if a day or two would make that much of a difference. I didn't do anything at the hospital either. Yeah, okay, sorry. He studies me for a moment, then shrugs, smiling again. It doesn't have uh, a difference? Okay, that's more like it. If you go, oh my god, it does not have a difference at all. Okay, but maybe picking maybe reduces my chances of getting into her route, which is good. I wouldn't like to take the Emmy route, at least not right now. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation to you if you want to jog a bit. Consultation? See you around. He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer. And I walk to Ren, who has been waiting idly, leaning against the hallway wall and staring at the pale lighting fixtures in the ceiling. Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off them. Are you getting medications for your heart thingy? Were you listening? It comes out more customary than I intended, accidentally lashing out on her. But even so, I don't really want to start talking about it. I just met her. I don't know her. It's not her business. The nurse seems to be happily ignorant about that confidentiality too. Talking about that thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, is it? I look up at her, suddenly feeling guilty, but Rin is just staring past my shoulder quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's. Am I supposed to say this, or am I supposed to act this? I don't know why this is hard for me. It feels like there's some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're for my heart. Well, they make you better. No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. Now that's one way of looking. That's one way to interpret medication. The BGM, no, I want fucking something. I don't want to hear my voice, that's why I'm not speaking as much. I don't want to hear my voice. Okay. Rin keeps looking at me for a while longer, and she neither says anything further nor displays any kind of emotion I could discern. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to all this. At the hospital, it was easy, but I still haven't sorted out my feelings about having to live a normal life with this disability. We leave the main building, and Rin leads us onwards to the dorm. Wait, doesn't exercising make your heart beat a lot faster? It does, doesn't it? Then that means like Doesn't that mean you're worsening your arrhythmia by working the shit out of your heart? Or maybe it could be considered as like a exercise for the heart, I think, since it'll get used to beating a lot faster. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm not an expert. We stop at a small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building. The dorm is built on a slightly elevated ground with a wall and few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in the school. The entire wall, made of some kind of bricks, as the building itself, has been covered with some sort of painting. Most of it is still mere sketches, quick lines drawn with black and white against the gray plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall, but some places look a bit more finished. There are human faces, legs, and hands. I can't quite say that the painting as a whole might portray. Stacks of what seem to be paint cans are arranged in piles on the ground beside the wall. See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then, it was suddenly morning. I have to work on it, but the guys from art class are helping me with the negative spaces in the base surfaces whenever, which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there are a lot of people with hands. I guess it is, yeah. The reach is better, and it's faster, too. She goes on a tangent of a tangent, waving a little with her arm, or whatever of it there actually is, to demonstrate, even though I got the point already. The white cotton of her sleeve flaps around, and it makes me think that it could look sadder than it does. But it makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student base's special properties has in the past few days. This girl doesn't notice my dreary feelings, of course, or the fact that she lost me a while ago already, and just keeps on blabbering. So that's why I'm trying to figure out if there's still something I need to figure out, then figure that out before it's too late and all hope is lost. Why would the hope be lost? Because the paint has to be painted, and then it has to dry, and then it has to be painted over with another kind of paint. It takes time. She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top. So this is your project? You did this? Yes. Yes. All of it. Yes. Nice, but I stumble with my words, suddenly feeling like I walked straight into the minefield of political incorrectness. It's okay. You can say it. I probably won't get mad. I blush really hard. I don't know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels like I'm way more sensitive than Renes, though. She's really good at guessing, by the way. This is really awkward. Don't you want to ask? How do you paint without hands? See, I'm an easy person to talk to, right? With my feet. I almost guessed that already, but isn't that hard to do? You're good at guessing. Anyway, I don't think it is. But maybe I'm used to it by now. I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist. But seeing how adept she was at using her feet to eat, I figure painting might not be a problem either. Neither of us has anything more to add to the subject. The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that after all. I think it is actually pretty interesting. I wanted to see what it looks in dim light, Do you think it's flat? Yeah, well, paintings tend to be flat. Not like that flat, you know, flat, like some people are. No substance, no meat, where there should be some. I know a few girls who, okay, I get it. I couldn't really tell that I'm good with art. I can't name any artists or artistic terms, so I don't really have anything to say. Rin shrugs her shoulders at that, saying suit yourself without saying it, and looks up the sky as if trying to look for something up there. I didn't think I'd get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do a little before it's too dark. I wanted to get a halogen lamp like the ones they have at the sports track, but there aren't any. Winsure is quick to recruit my help, as was Shizune. It makes me feel that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed. Why not? I'm not really sure if I can be of any help though. It's just mixing some paints. You can do that probably. Do you have motor control problems like, those people who have some cerebral I'm sorry. Cerebral palsy, goddamn it. I used to meme about that a long time ago. Cerebral palsy. Not that I know of. I get it. Heart thingy has nothing to do with that. She gives me a sly look for no reason. No, it doesn't. Let's do it then. So she sits on an empty wooden box and very naturally picks up a wide brush between the toes of her bare right foot. I open a few of the cans, pour some of the contents into shallow bowls for mixing. The thick paints flow lazily from the can to the bowl like syrup. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirl patterns that melt quickly into each other to form a new monotone hue. Rin sets to work, every now and then asking me for a hand with something or the other. Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints to be the exact tone this girl is apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. She wants precision down to the last milliliter before she's satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at best. Add half a splash of green. I crouch down to pick up the can of bright green. The other green. This green. I carefully pour some of the other green paint in a mixing bowl. No, that's almost a whole splash. More white. Is green a good color to add? No idea, you're the artist here. A hint of smile appears in the corners of her mouth. Do you lack an opinion? No, it's just that I have no idea. It's okay, because I just got an idea. Add more white. What the fuck? Okay, I enjoy talking to her already. If talking is a verb I would use. With this exclamation, I pour a minuscule amount of white in the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter. That's not good. It has to be like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in your dream but can't remember it. I love how no like is in bold letters. Maybe it's yellow. Despite the impossibility of mixing color like the change of season or any other nonsense that's being imposed on me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. Time passes. Seeing a paint being born on the plastered wall feels like magic. I spend the moments I have been mixing paints crouching down on the paving and just look at her work. It feels slightly intrusive at first, like breaking some imaginary intimacy, but Rin doesn't seem to mind the least bit. Maybe it's just in my head. Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she patiently works the details, adding layers of paint on top of each other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot across the wall to add new shapes. When I manage to produce the passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words when discussing paint mixes, neither of us says a word for the longest time. And even those short discussions soon evolve into shorthand, both of us developing and using these weird impromptu code words for various paint and use, as if there was some need to conserve words and breath and sound. The paintings on the wall look oddly different. We stay there late into the evening until it becomes too dark to paint properly. What the fuck happened? Why did it transition already? What? He didn't go to his room. Oh, there we go. The sound of an alarm pulls me out of a fitful slumber and into the unpleasant state of wakefulness. I linger under the blanket for a few minutes, gathering energy to rise up while making excuses as for why I haven't. Honestly, I wouldn't mind staying here all day. School's surprisingly exhausting after a long pause, and the culture shock has not faded, I think. Still, despite getting an impression that skipping class is easy here, I don't think they are going to let me get away that easily. And the nurse is bound to keep breathing down my neck with the talk of exercising as well. So eventually I do rise up, swallow the morning medications, and put on my old soccer clothing. Thanks to my condition, I was exempted from taking part in gym classes at Yamaku, so I didn't get issued with the gym outfit. I'd order some to cover such a contingency, but wearing my old soccer clothes is kind of nostalgic. I can't use them for that anymore, so maybe they can get new life this way. A bit like me. Seems a bit stupid to me, really. But I suppose this way, at least I can tell the nurse honestly that I'm doing something about my health. Not that I was ever much of a runner to begin with. Can't that, can't hurt to try, I guess. Okay. My back hurts, osteoporosis, what? I'm surprised to discover that I'm not the only one present at the track. Emmy is there, of course. It's not, it's not just that, but it's a face I've seen before. The prosthetic-legged girl who bowled over me in the hallway yesterday is running on the track. How do you fucking read that? Lively. Damn it. Like a half-mechanical gazelle. What was her name again? It was a short one, but I can't remember. Emi Ibarazaki, I can remember. Why can't you remember? I don't understand. She left such an impression in you, but still, you forgot. She seems to be running laps at somewhat easy lope, her prosthetic legs clacking rhythmically on the hard track surface. I wonder what reason she has for running this early in the morning. Maybe it's something akin to mine, but the nurse is oppressing the poor girl to jog just as he is oppressing me. I certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for my health, and it's prompting me to do so. And even with things being like they are, it's only because I wanted to get it out of the way early. The fact I would be less likely to encounter someone who would witness my pitiful attempts to get in shape was merely a happy accident. I'd leave, but it seems like my former assailant noticed me on her last lap. She waves at me cheerfully and jogs over. I forgot her voice. Okay, Tito Dick, right? Okay. You just have to feel good about yourself because you have the big nuts. Good morning. Your name is Hisao, right? She grins, seemingly pleased that she'd remembered my name. You may not remember me. Amy, I knocked you over in the hall yesterday. Miss Ibarazaki. She imitates Misha imitating Shizune, failing to get the same kind of subdued lilt into her high-pitched voice. How could I forget such an blunt introduction? Emmy has the decency to look vaguely apologetic for the moment before giggling. Yeah, sorry about that again. Well, so long as you don't make a habit of it, I suppose I'll be fine. Great. I'm making her sound like Misha now, fuck. I'm not sure she realized I was joking. So, the spy consultant the nurse was talking about, is that actually you? You just have to feel good about yourself because you have the big nuts. That's right. Oh, I was expecting someone from the nursing staff, to be honest. What are you saying? I don't look like I could be a spy? No, this is more like a relief. I was afraid you needed someone to watch over my every move. Unless you're here to do exactly that. No, I'm here for my own reasons, Jackie boy. The nurse asked me if I had seen a messy-haired transfer student who looks like he's kinda lost around the track. Jackie boy. So, why are you down here? Emmy strikes a dramatic pose. Training. For what? Track. I see. You're in the track team then. Emmy nods enthusiastically. Yep, I'm one of the better runners too. And modest about it too. Hey, you should join up. I couldn't do this properly. Tito Dick. Ay, sus Yusip Jack. Jackie boy. You stupid dick pill. Oh my god. I'm uploading this to YouTube and then I'm acting like this, okay? It's a good exercise, you know. I think that much activity is probably out of the question for me. Nah, I'm not really sure I really like running all that much. Plus, I'm just not into organized sports, you know. It's true. I never even really got that much into soccer. I mean, I'd run around with my friends and all, but that was really the only reason I ever played. It wasn't for the glory to be found in the field, that's for sure. Emmy seems to understand my meaning. I see. Not into the whole organization thing. But now that you're here, I guess we're going to run together, huh? I'm nailing the voice down. Fuck yes. What? Sure, I guess. Emmy seems pleased. Are you going to warm up? Real men don't warm up. Yes. That's fucking right. Real men don't warm up. I'm pretty sure of that. I don't warm up either. He sounds getting on my nerves, honestly. Oh no, you should always warm up. Bad Hisao. I don't really think so though. Like, you know, I watched how many kilograms are the dumbbells you lift. It was last year. It aired. There was an episode there where they said that warming up at least before exercise could actually put a strain on your muscles. So, doesn't the same rules apply here? That is just an what do you call it? Fuck, I forgot. or whatever. She scolds me enthusiastically, then smiles and leans closer. She's the typical lolly. I hate warming up too. She laughs suddenly. Heck, I don't even want to stretch my legs. Oh wow, they got animations for that, huh? As if to confirm her statement, she bounces up and down a couple times, giving a passing impression of standing on a pair of strings. Her leg blades seem to be quite elastic. You just have to feel good about yourself because you have the big nuts. Let's go. So we both take off around the track, and I can immediately see she wasn't lying about being good at running. Amy moves fluidly, throwing herself into the run with a sort of wild abandon. I find myself concentrating more on running properly. Frankly, I don't remember if there's any particular form for running, but I can't help but feel like I'm doing it wrong somehow. I feel awkward in comparison to Emmy, who never seems to break stride. I don't think I want to do this anymore. I'm not really feeling up to more than a couple of laps today, and slow to walk pretty quickly. Emmy keeps running and doesn't seem to notice I've stopped until she passes me a second time. She quickly skids to a halt, breathing steadily in contrast to my own somewhat gasping demeanor. Finished already? I hang my head ruefully. Yeah, I'm not in a very good shape right now. Yeah, real men don't warm up, right? Yeah. Emmy nods, then grins at me again. She seems to do a lot of smiling. Well, the important thing is you started, right? Next time you just have to try to hold out longer and then longer and then longer, and eventually you'll be great. I'll keep that in mind. But I think right now I'm going to go get ready for class, shouldn't you? Emmy shrugs unconcernedly. Nah, I've got plenty of time. I notice she's not wearing a watch. Are you sure? Another careless shrug. Not really, but I've got to finish my routine. See you later, Hisao. Yeah, see ya. Apart from feeling more tired than before, I don't think I accomplished anything today. So I'm out of shape. It's embarrassing. The whole thing might have been a waste of time. I'll find some other way. I'll head back to the dorms to wash and change into my uniform, trying to resist the urge to take a really long and hot shower. The background changed. It got painted over. I'm tired from all the running, so I just wanted to unwind, but I don't want to break my slowly building routine of getting to school before the morning rush. My god, my ears hurt. My headphones are burying into my ears. After taking a long shower anyway, I dry myself up and get out of the stall to put on my clothes. Out of nowhere, a shadow appears within the mist, looming and radiating malicious intent. It bursts through the fog. Wow, there's a fucking leaf right there. What's up, man? What are you doing here? What the hell? You scared me. What's your problem? I should be asking you that. I have been looking all over you for a place, man. What do you mean all over the place? I want to ask if he's been looking for me like that, stark naked, but hold my tongue back. I finally realize I'm still naked too and quickly hold up my shirt in front of me, but Kenji doesn't seem to notice a thing. His glasses are fogged up, but then why doesn't he wipe them up? Is his vision so bad it's like he perpetually seeing through the fog? You know, your room, and yeah, that's sweet. Hey, I mean I still had to get up so whatever, it's not important. Can I borrow some money? He puts on an innocent face and looks away, trying very hard to look very casual. It just doesn't work. He's as transparent as his window pane-sized glasses. Talking neutrally like this, wearing nothing feels awkward. Actually, somehow it's even more awkward to be naked in front of someone when they can't see me being naked. To say nothing of the fact that he's naked as well. I try to brush the feeling off with little success. Money? Sure. What the fuck? You're just giving him money. Awesome. Wait, why do you need it? Can't you just give it to me because you had the goodwill to run through your pockets while you were in the shower? I could have, but I exercised restraint. In the end, isn't that what counts? Come on, be a par. This makes no sense. It's as if the thought counts. I should withhold payment, since his thoughts were so clearly impure and his intentions are probably even more sinister since he can tell me what they are. As much as I say as much to him. I'm offended, man. But if that's your game, then fine. I guess I have no choice. I want to order a pizza. I already have much of the cost of the pizza. I need your help for the rest. I get some of that pizza too, right? No. Are you serious? Yeah, I would give you some, but you have crust. You don't have time to eat a pizza. What about you? I'm not going to crush. I have to wait for the pizza and pay the guy, and then eat it. It's not easy. You have to obtain the pizza's territory. If you don't, everyone will see you in the pizza, and they will ask for rice. It's a hard world out there. Everyone wants a piece. If you are a pizza in an unforgiving world, it's happened before. That's how I know. Every day I plan my vengeance, so that when the people who wronged me order a pizza, I'll be there, ever vigilant. Kenji strikes a dramatic pose, completely without irony. But yeah, I only need like 400 yen. Please, you are my only hope. I got to go outside and buy my own pizza. It's too far. I try not to go out unless it's absolutely necessary. Let me tell you what happened the last time I went out without carefully planning it out in advance. I was outside. I can't remember what I was doing there. Standing? Maybe wondering how I got there. And then out of nowhere, it happened. Like a flash of lightning, splitting the sky. Like how you split a sandwich in two with equal pieces to make it more manageable to hold and eat. A bird crapped on my head. It was the second most shocking moment of my life. What was the first? He ignores me and keeps going. I want to grab him and shake him. Is he just trying to keep momentum? I'll go with that, even if it's more likely he just didn't hear me. It was like in the openings of some kind of anime show. You know how there's always a part when the main dude's fighting his rival. They fight his agent and crush Shoujo. They like big dramatic auras in zoom. It was like that, but with you. Okay. So yeah, I need the money. Please, don't read me hanging, man. I only need like 1,000 yen. I thought it was 400. Oh, okay. What? I'll pay you back, I swear. You better. That's what it means to borrow stuff. I don't know when I'll be able to pay you back. You have 1 week. Yeah! Kenji winces and makes a noise like a dying cow. A particularly disturbing fact given that his baton is conducting freely. You're not supposed to be so tight-assed about money between brothers in arms, man. Men have it bad enough as it is. Did you know that male porn stars only make about half of what female porn stars make? Really? Huh? Okay. I didn't know that, but let me tell you something as well. Porn trivia. Did you know that when male porn stars are asked for male-on-male action, They get a lot of pay for that. Do you know that? I wouldn't do it. Honestly. If it's a trap, I'll go. Only if it's a convincing trap. Man on man, I can't really stand that kind of shit. More so when the guy's even more muscular than me. That doesn't mean anything unless you're a porn star. So maybe I am a porn star on the side, struggling to make ends meet as I fight this feminist agenda. And you can even spot me in your crumbs, you bastard. Nobody understands. Nobody. Wouldn't feminists be against pornography in the first place? This feminist agenda stuff again? This stuff is important. I can see that you don't give a shit, but this is serious. Yeah, feminists are dangerous enemy. Make no mistake. You take them rightly and you wake up in the morning with a knife on your back. Bam! Out of nowhere. How do you wake up in the morning if someone stabbed you in your sleep? Women are terrible at stabbing things. I thought you said that don't take them lightly. Where I mean don't take them lightly for the big things. Individually, they are not a threat. But if there's some kind of war, like a big war, with the men on one side and feminist posts on the other side, it will be pretty ugly. And that day will come when the feminists are do their central top secret worldwide feminist headquarters. It's now on, motherfuckers. You're being ridiculous. There's no big worldwide feminist headquarters building. Where would they even hide that? I mean, it had to be really massive, and you couldn't hide that on Earth. Someone would notice a big fortress with only women in it. Who said do ito sa ato? I turn away from Kenji and start practicing frowning faces in the mirror so that I can figure out what kind of frown will best express my emotions. He can see me from the distance anyway, which unfortunately means he just keeps on ranting without any regard to sense or sensibility. Yeah, there's a lot going on. A war not many know about. But it's a great one that will one day boil over and encompass all the known world. And then we will have to pick sides. We will have to make a stand. In fact, it's happening right now. Imagine it. A bloody battlefield. A vicious conflict without end. I almost gave up when I thought this cause was silly. Then I grew tired of the bleakness of our fight. Then I mistook the times the power went out for a feminist raid and thought the end was near. But then I realized if I gave up it would be all over. And I was like, whoa. I knew I had to get serious. Because I am the last sane man in an insane world. It's about duty. Must be a pretty crappy movement if it all hinges on one naked guy ranting in the bathroom at another naked guy. So can I have the money? He's blocking the way out. It's getting cold because I'm still naked and I still want to go to class, so I agree to spot him the money. Awesome. Thanks, dude. We should go bowling right now. Bowling? Yeah, it's the ultimate sport. There are almost no women bowlers either, making it also the manliest sport. I should wear my pink bowling shirt with matching shoes, or the pastel green with flower accents. There are bowling clothes? Maybe. Anyway, you better pay me back. I can pay you back in stuff, right? I don't have the time to ask him to elaborate on what he means. I don't know. I have to get in class and you're kind of in a way. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't want to hold you up. And I have some stuff to do myself. The time has come. The time for what? I just like saying that. Okay, now the time has really come. For what? I have to use the bathroom. Get out of it. I was just going to, and what does that mean? It's a big bathroom. So, I have to be alone. Oh, I can't go. The pressure. Okay, what if someone else comes in? I gotta think of something. I give him a practice frown and it looks kind of silly reflected in his glasses. He either doesn't notice or doesn't see. Anyway, so I get dressed and run back to my room, feeling as though an eternity has passed since I woke up. That is time I'll never get back, and I'll get him for this somehow. But right now I have to go to class. I'm the first person in class today, although I think it's a little too early. Then again, I'm sitting alone here for 20 minutes, sure beats having suffered that time with Kenji. The combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts making me feel very tired. I black out for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of my desk. I experienced that a lot, not gonna lie. Rubbing my forehead, I realize it's as good as a reason as any to stay up for now and stop coming to class so early later. Eventually, I hear a tapping noise outside the hallway, and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in this class, so she must have other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako. Lily stops at the door, looking hesitant as if she was a vampire who can't come in unless invited. I consider doing so because she looks rather lonesome standing there. She steps on her own accord though after straightening her skirt and shirt collar as if it was of importance to look prim when entering our classroom. Yay, one of my favorite girls. Yes, one of my favorite girls. Oh man, I love that girl from Game of Sultans ads, if you have seen. My god, she's the best. Lily's voice, right? Excuse me. She calls into the quiet classroom with a probing, delicate voice. I realize the silence might unnerve her because of her blindness, so why break it? Good morning, Lily. Isao, good morning. I didn't hear you come in. I wonder if she thinks it's suspicious because I didn't say anything to her before. It's likely if I were to tell too big a lie now, it would sink me. Well, I was already here, just asleep until now. Oh, have you seen Hanako today, by any chance? I would love to see her, but I haven't, sorry. No, she seems to come in only before the bells ring, or after that. Do you want me to tell her something for you? No, it's fine. It's strange, but I think we're the only two people in the school right now. I didn't hear anyone else on my way here. I shouldn't have gotten up so early today, I guess. You're chastising yourself for doing something that other people should. Punctuality is a good thing. I think so anyway. I think so as well. I'm always late to everything. Yeah, I think so as well. You're right, Lily. You're right. It's a very busy morning today. The festival is coming up soon and today is the deadline for event registration, budget reports, and any other official paperwork. It could be that everyone else is trying to complete necessary forms at the last minute. Maybe that's why it's so quiet today. Hee. Like the Michael Jackson. Misha pops into the room with Shizune as if on cue, shouting with a loudness that makes Lily visibly flinch. Hi, Hee-chan. Hi. Look, it's the class representative. Hello. Lily smiles, probably assumed by Misha's or Shizune's use of the word look. Good morning. Damn it, I failed though. Okay. Of course, you're not the representative of this class, right? Right?
I'm not.
Lily seems a bit more guarded in her answers to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they don't really get along at all. And then I realize Lily might not actually know Shizune is present and she's trying to detect whether or not she is, to know who she's talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha. But knowing that she and Shizune are practically inseparable, she might expect Shizune being the one that actually talks. Damn, how complicated. I decide to help Lily out for my own peace of mind more than anything else. You're here early, Shizune. You were here even earlier than us. Misha pops out her cheeks angrily. Why is she getting angry? Does she feel emotions on Shizune's behalf too? That would be a superpower. Linked senses. It's not that weird though, that Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true, I was here earlier than them, so me saying something like that could definitely be misinterpreted as anything. Especially Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge intent. Oh, she's also very competitive, so she might think this is a competition. Let me try sitting up before I can start weighing whether or not I should apologize. Shizune has already moved on. Class rep, it's a good thing you're here. We have to talk. The festival is coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has already handed in their projected budget reports for their events, even the first years, except you. Wahaha.
There's still time to hand it in, isn't there?
Oh shit! She looks very cute. I like her. Jesus Christ. Today. The deadline is today. You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had it my way, I've had all the necessary paperwork days ago. But someone had to say the deadline. Please extend it.
Yes, that was me. Planning something on this scale is not a small task, and a week is too small a time frame to expect the whole class to work out such a complex issue completely.
Do you want to know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class event? Handling the same matter for every class in the school and then some. The one who does that is me. Misha puts her hands on her hips and stands up straight. Wow, she's really getting into the role. Lily doesn't look like she's very amused though. Hey, Shizune, aren't you being a little hard on her? There's still a whole day left.
Please, Hiso, it's alright.
Lily seems happy I'm taking her side, but a bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself.
If this is about the budget, then I'm disappointed you think I have forgotten about it. I understand how important it is.
Then, can I have it please? She might not have it on her at this exact second.
It's not here right now. I asked 2 students to take care of it for me. Students from my class.
She emphasizes the last second sentence, much to my surprise. She knows about Shizune and Misha's efforts to rope me into the student council. I guess word must have gotten around, so now she's using me as ammo against Shizune. This just gets better and better. I don't get it. I really don't. Text history. It's not here right now. I asked the students to take care of it for me, students from my class. I really don't get it. She's too cute. It was your responsibility. A budget report isn't just something you should be delegating away. As a class rep, it's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard for proper procedure is just really terrible.
They completed it, being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, so they could not come to school and give it back to me. If you want, I'll apologize on their behalf for getting sick.
Okay. Although misses Lily's little jab entirely, Shizune does not. And she seems torn between being offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge. Lily, don't they live here at school? It's a 5-minute walk, you know. What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes out of their busy lives to drop off something that will affect the enjoyment of their entire class? Lily opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts signing furiously, waving her hands around like an orchestra conductor. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal cheerful tone. The result is interesting and somewhat surreal. And what's with that attitude? I said it's not something you should be delegating away. Are you the class representative or aren't you? Tell me the names of those 2 students. They should have your job if you can't even handle something this simple yourself.
One form isn't the full extent of what I'm supposed to take care of.
Lily's tone is growing slightly impatient, but she's doing a great job of not letting Shizune how unsettled she's becoming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Shizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers cheerfully along the edge of her glasses, knowing Lily can neither hear nor see how excited she is. Of course, you do so much, class rep. It must be so difficult being you. Lily tightens her lips at Misha's words, clearly understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without a hint of the sarcasm which they were meant to have. Shizune and Lily don't like each other. That much is clear. But this seems a little much. It seems like Lily has had enough and is ready to push back. Oh shit! I was planning to end right about here, but it's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome, eh?
I was actually just discussing the budget report before you came by. You must be very talented to have finished all your student council duties so quickly that they can track me down to make sure I don't forget my own.
Are you accusing me of slacking off? Because it seems like you're confusing me with yourself.
I don't think so. That would be a very difficult thing for me to do, comparing myself to you.
You're right. The difference between us is like heaven and hell.
And it's not hard to guess which one you might represent.
Oh, there's a panty shot right there. I didn't see it. The air between them ripples with the heat of their enmity. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore, even though Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of this conversation. Yi-chan, don't slack off either. What are you talking about? Aren't you taking part in the festival, Hi-chan? You are, aren't you? Then, I hope you're going to do a lot more to make sure it goes smoothly than this person. I don't understand why Shizune is suddenly getting mad at me. Let me save. Saving is important. And the stage left in the nursery shared library. I think I'll override this one. Alright. Let's return. Don't drag me into this. I have done my part and hey, come on, cut me and Lilly some slack. I think I'll choose that. Boom, bitch. Hey, I'm the new guy, remember? It's not like I could have done much even if I wanted.
That's right. You shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right into it in his first week.
Lily taking my side feels oddly comforting, so I decided to back her up too. Yeah, you're being unreasonable with us both. Excuse us. Miss Class Rep has had plenty of time to deal with the report. And we repeatedly offered you a position to help with the student council work, but you refused to commit yourself to making the festival a success. Yeah, but as I said back then, I'm not sure if I don't have the time for this right now. No matter what I do, it will mean being drawn to a confrontation with Shizune, and that is what she wants. Whatever, forget it. I turn my back at them. I get back to my seat and shut my ears from the finale of the argument between Lily and Shizune. Eventually, Lily leaves our classroom and Misha and Shizune seat themselves without talking to me. I can feel Shizune's eyes burning into my back. She's probably angry at me, but I'm just as angry with her. I don't get why she had to drag me into the argument. 1 hour 30 minutes, I'll end this episode. Hanako doesn't seem to come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. Please come. I have to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her later. After the events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turn the pages of my textbook lazily. I have a bit of catching up to do despite trying to keep up with my studies at the hospital. But I'm not feeling that enthusiastic about it. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on the blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass time even though they are right there in the textbook. When the bell rings, I am not in a hurry because I have nothing to do, so I stay for a while reviewing what we covered in the class today. I prefer to leave the last anyway, so I don't have to deal with the crowding in the hallways. Hisao seems surprisingly diligent after all. I noticed Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune signing so fast that her hands makes noises like swords cutting through the air. Maybe there is pent-up anger in there. Misha is desperately trying to clear up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down. Whatever they're discussing looks like serious business. Shizune signs to a point where her wrists crackle and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters, and then on top of that she has to sign back anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished and the girls sit down in their seats again. Wow, I'm so tired. What time is it right now? 4:39. Text history, please. She's hanging her head limply on the desk, looking exhausted. I'll just use the opportunity to reconcile with Shizune a bit without getting roped into the student council thing again, though I suspect that door is now closed for me. Return? Festival preparations must be tough for you. Indeed, the people in the school seem to have been taking the festival very seriously. Wherever I see people idling around before and after class, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. Shizune scoffs at me first, as if trying to decide whether to ignore or sneer at me, but in the end she starts signing without doing either. Misha perks up, looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does it so well, it's almost like Shizune is actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. She must have practiced it vigorously. Well, of course, we're in the student council, so we're pretty busy. It's an important duty of ours to ensure the success of the festival with all our strength. We would shame ourselves in front of those past student council generations if the festival were to fail. That's why there must be no flaws. No. I think that was encumbrances. No, nothing that might make the festival short of perfect. Shizune's passionate speech and Misha's acting are really oddly fitting of them. Oh, hello. Is it Hanako? Fuck yes, let's go. Let's fucking go. Whew. That's what I want. I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door. Hey, playing delinquent again? Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Shizune snores at her probingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she's showing her dislike of Hanako by her association of her dislike of Lilly. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. What is it, Hanako?
Have Lily been here?
Sorry, haven't seen Sato. She, come by in the morning though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course, Shizune is going to look away, and she's intimidating enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. It's a little uncomfortable watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people of two different extremes meet, it seems.
Do you know where she is?
If she has any sense in her head, she's in her classroom working on their festival project. But who knows where that woman is loitering at? No! Is it the end for the Hanako interaction? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the festivals. We are really working hard to make the festival happen. And driving other people insane along the way. Well, good luck with that. I stand up to leave, making my exit before either of them manages to berate me anymore for slacking off. The halls are somewhat quiet as expected. Everyone must be in their club meetings or at festival preparations. Or both. Shizune's word about being a slacker echo in my head. I feel a bit guilty about not contributing, but I seem to lack the resolve to do something so concrete about the matter. For the festival, it's too late already unless I count helping Shizune and Misha, which I naturally don't. And clubs, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a club type of person. Halfway through the way from the school building to the dorms, I spot a figure in front of the dorms. It's Rin. It looks like she's working on her mural today too. I think I'll end here. I'll sing you a song. It's a very special song today. Eight, 5, 25, 16, 15, 19, 19, 5, 19, 19, 13, 15, 14, 19, 20, 18, 15, 21, 19, 9, 4, 14, 20, 5, 12, 12, 5, 3, 20.